Hi everybody, welcome to this Java tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about modifiers in Java. To help us get started, I've just created a new project here in my IDE, and the first thing I'm going to do is create a new class. Now this will be my main class where my main method resides. I'm going to put this class into a package. I'm going to call it car package. So there we go. My main class is a member of the car package. Okay, the car package package. Let's also make another class for the car class, which defines car objects. It's also a member of the package car package. So I've got two classes here which are members of the same package. Now, let's start to design the class. We're going to use data hiding. So let's just stick to one attribute at the moment. We've got a registration number. Let's deal with our constructor method of the car class. And because we are using data hiding, let's create an accessor method for this attribute, regnum. We'll call it get regnum. Okay. Now let's just see if everything's working. In my main class, I'm going to construct an instance of a car. I need to give it a string. The constructor method, we'll call it Ferrari1. And then let's call the accessor method get regnum. And hopefully we will see the registration number of the car. Okay, so everything's working fine. Now, because the car class and this main class are in the same package, we do have an option here. We could make this attribute protected. Now, what that means is this attribute is now visible to every other class in the package. Okay? It's still hidden from other classes which are not members of the package. They would still have to use this accessor method. But for members of the package, they can now access this attribute directly. And let's just see if that works. Instead of using the accessor method, I'm just going to call the car class's regnum attribute directly. So C1's regnum, let's just see if we can access it. Yes, we can. Okay. So within a package, other classes can see protected attributes or methods. If I had a private method and I wanted to keep it private for classes outside the package, but I wanted classes inside the package to see it, I would make it protected. I don't have any examples of a private method here, but the same concept applies. Now every car has a top speed. And once the top speed has been set, it can't be changed. We don't want it to change. Let's just redefine my constructor method here. Okay, let's just go back into the main class and update the call to the constructor method. Okay. So when we construct a car, we give it a top speed, and we want to make sure during the program it never changes. It's a constant. to make it a constant, we use the final modifier. Okay, that means that this can never be changed. So for example, let's just try and change it. Let's make a mutator method for the speed. Oh, we've got an error. The final field, car.topspeed, cannot be assigned. Okay, and to fix this problem, it's telling us to remove the final modifier. Well, actually, we don't want to remove the final modifier. This is a final int, meaning it's constant. It cannot change. So this method here is useless for this attribute. We don't need a mutator method because it will never change. Notice that I've assigned a value to top speed through the constructor method. If every car had the same top speed, I could do this. That's legitimate. Or I could just set up the value when I declare the variable. That's another common way to see how a final variable is assigned a value. All of those ways will work. Okay. Now, every time I construct a new car, let's just go back to my program here. Every time I construct a new car, I want the car class to track how many cars have been constructed. Okay, I want the car class to track this for me. So what we can do is, in the car class, create a static variable and assign it an initial value of 0. Now what this static means is this variable car count is not a variable of individual car objects. C1, C2, C3, C4, and C5. No. This static variable is common among all car objects. It's really just a member of the car class. Okay? It's not an individual attribute of an individual object. It's a member of the class, and it's shared amongst all objects. Okay, so to see how this works, every time we construct a car, we're going to increment car count. Every time we construct a car, let's just increment this static variable here, this class variable, which is shared amongst all objects. Now I have made it private, so I am going to create a accessor method for it. Now it's a static variable, so I have to make this a static method, or it won't work. Okay. Why is that? Cannot use this in a static context. Ooh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. So we're just returning car count. Okay. Now this is a static method. So in our main program, we're not going to call that method via an object reference. No. That's a static method. We just call it via the car class. So let's just call it, from the car class, we're going to call the getCarCount method. And hopefully it will tell us that 5 cars have been created. Boom! Okay? So there is just a brief overview of some optional modifiers that you can use in your programs. Protected means that an attribute or a method can be accessed directly by other classes in the package. Final means the value assigned to an attribute cannot be changed. This is really known as a constant. Static means that the variable which we are declaring as static is not an object variable. It is a class variable shared amongst all objects. They all will see the same value. Okay? Okay.